With over 150 operators worldwide already investing in LTE, it seems likely that about 70% of carriers will be following the path from 3G through HSPA+ and on to long-term evolution to 4G. But as with any major investment, there is always risk. I mean, how can operators be sure that they can deploy quickly, yet with high service quality? They need to be able to minimize problems in trials, and they have to be able to assure services in deployment. With that in mind, I'm going to talk to Paul Gowans of JDSU. So, Paul, are operators simply winning the battles of the last war, improving RF quality and coverage, latency, throughput, or are they now achieving greater complexity?
I think they've moved on now. I think what LTE's shown them is that you can no longer just do network assurance, network monitoring, right, to get a kind of real feel for kind of customer experience, right? So there's a lot more interfaces to pick up in LTE. The service complexity connecting and potentially with IMS now. So I think the mindset has moved to definitely look at kind of end-to-end assurance, taking that potentially right from the handset through right to the end-to-end service. So I think definitely the market has moved on in that respect.
Paul, you said before that you think operators lack an accurate real-time view of their services. In your view, is that still the case?
It has been, but I think we're maturing now, and certainly the solutions that JDSU are coming out with are helping to resolve that. Again, it's that service view, that kind of end-to-end service view, that carriers really need to deploy real time, and the real time aspect's important. There's no point in kind of knowing, an hour later what happened. They need to fix those issues, pinpoint the issues, and resolve those things kind of end-to-end, but look at it from the complexity of the service layer rather than just the network layer.
What challenges are you uncovering as you help operators to deploy to LTE networks?
I think there's two areas here, right? There's service quality. So LTE has a whole different set of layers of service quality that get delivered, and you have to be able to manage that and ensure that what was requested was what was delivered. And that includes both the core and the RF bearer side of things, okay? So that's kind of managing the different layers of service quality. The other area is on interoperability. Many new elements around, so you need to make sure all those elements are working together, from different manufacturers. But also, let's not forget, LTE isn't an island. So it needs to connect to, the 3G network, the HSPA network, etc., and make sure that, it operates within the whole kind of data domain, so that as you manage data services, that will be managed across multiple technologies.
So how commonly are you encountering interoperability issues then?
Well, we're encountering them quite a lot. I mean, we worked heavily, from the pre-deployment testing of interoperability, with bodies such as the LSTI and MSF, and that helped look at the interoperability of the new elements. Now, of course, once they're deployed, you start to see more issues and are able to, build your experiences based on that.
So how can JDSU's LTE experience help operators to overcome these challenges, Paul?
Well, we've learned a lot from the pre-deployment test phase, right? For the work we've done there with our drive test and network protocol test products. Now we're getting to the assurance phase. And, from having just launched Access LTE to deliver LTE assurance, there's two areas there. One is getting back to your point about real-time end-to-end service assurance. So providing that capability, pinpointing issues, resolving issues very quickly. And the other area is in the area of KPIs. We've introduced composite KPIs, which allows a carrier to manage the business and the services across multiple interfaces where a service is getting deployed, hiding the complexity, but then allowing them to drill into that as needed. So then they can manage the business, but drill into issues as and when required.
Paul, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Jeremy.
Today what we're showing here is our Access LTE solution. This extends our assurance portfolio into the LTE domain, which is the prevalent technology that's within all of the operators today and moving forward for the increase in mobile data. We have a unique KPI capability here that with the complex procedures that take place in LTE, we're trying to make it simpler for operators to identify problems within their network. Once we identify a problem, it will alarm, sometimes before actually the operator's aware of a problem. When they have that alarm, that they can then drill down in using our troubleshooting solution into each of the individual sessions that are captured by our system that allows their operators to become 80% more efficient at their job, which allows them to solve more problems and keep their customers happy, providing a better service.